Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, today is the big day. I am putting my first pack out of 3, my battery home build DIY Powerwall pack, into service. Well, to be honest, got a confession, I did actually plug it in yesterday. So, as you can see, I've spent countless hours creating a fireproof enclosure for the pack. Work in progress. I'm going to build a metal casing for it when I've finished the other 2 packs. BMS is fine. BMS hardly gets any heat out of it whatsoever. I'm not getting any dodgy cells as yet. I need to put the thermal image camera on it, but I'm not pushing it too hard. Currently the pack is at 56.2 volts. Ignore that figure on the PV. This is my PV and it's incorrect because of my string setup. So yeah, I actually plugged it in yesterday about 5 o'clock and got the system running. The pack was fully charged. It was about 58. It tops out at about 58 volts, bottoms out at about 48 volts. Last night I actually deplete the pack a bit too low, so I had to bump start it this morning. I'll explain that a little bit more detail on another video. So throughout the course of the evening we cooked, we used the oven, we used the induction hob. The pack doesn't run all that completely. I've capped the ampage I pull from the pack at about 10 amps at the moment, which is about 700 watts. So once we finished cooking, it was continuously giving us power in the house, running our lights, watching TV up until about 9:30, and then the pack died, and then it started completely pulling from the grid. Up to that point it is pulling from the grid, but only like 50 watts an hour. We were using about 500 watts an hour, and so the other 400 watts were actually coming from the pack. So it's really good, really impressive so far. Let me show you some details of what's going on with the mobile app. So I'm hoping you can see this. So currently, at the moment, this gives it a much better view of what's going on. I wonder if turning landscape will it do anything? No. Okay. Oh, yes, it does. But yeah, it's not really any better. This is all work in progress, guys. So let's get the camera still. Currently, we are producing 700 watts or 760 watts of solar PV. We are using 258 watts in the house. 445 of those 700 watts is going to the battery pack. You can see it dotting to the battery pack. And we are pulling 0 watts from the grid. That's currently what's going on at the moment. So if I click into my battery parameters, you can see the battery charge at the top is 56 volts. It's charging at just under 8 amps, 445 watts and 82% capacity. The battery temperature is not connected. If I actually go to some settings, and I will change, hopefully you can see this, I'm going to change the charger settings. I'm going to change this to going to try and change it to 16 amps. Okay, so now the inverter is going to charge the pack at 16 amps. Right, see, we're now putting 16 amps into the pack. Look at the voltage is going up. We're pulling 909 watts, and we are now also pulling from the grid as well as the PV. You see that? So when I said I don't want to work the pack hard, this is the sort of thing I'm going to try and do. So if I change that back, battery charger, and change it from 16 back to 8, save. Okay, back to here. Might take a little while to settle down. Then we're back to 445 volts going into the pack, and only 12 coming off the grid now. So that's the sort of thing that's going on. I can also look at the battery capacity, but unfortunately, trying to bump start the battery this morning, I reset everything, so I can't tell you the capacity. I will do a load test in the next few days to give you an idea how the pack runs of an evening. So I've got it set up to charge between 1 AM and up until about 3:30 in the afternoon from the grid, if there isn't enough PV. Now that can make use of off-grid cheap electricity rates at night, so I can charge the pack at night time. I can use it during the day, and this is all I've got to play. I've got to play around with these settings in the next coming weeks and see which works best for me. Currently the battery is dead flat this morning when we came downstairs, because it did not charge overnight when it should have done, because it had fallen below a certain parameter. I had to bump start it, get it going, and then the inverter kicked in and started charging it from the solar PV and the grid at the same time. So these things I've got to play with and decide which is the best. Obviously, I can tell you the capacity is working out about 1.5 kilowatt hours for that pack. So my estimation on about 5 kilowatt hours in total once the 3 packs are connected is hopefully heading in the right direction. Don't forget I've got a Tesla pack that I've got to build as well, which I'm hoping is going to be at least another 50-60% capacity more than that current one. That's made from reclaimed laptop batteries, so that's really good. I'm chuffed to bits. Thanks for watching. I will do a capacity check later on, maybe in a couple of days, so please come back, do the old notification button in the corner, so when I upload a video you'll get notified. Thanks guys, thanks for being patient. Please support the channel. I'm trying to do lots of things in this channel, so give me some ideas of what you want me to cover. I might not be able to cover all topics you suggest, but I will try and do my best. So thanks for watching, and hopefully that answers a few questions. Cheers now. Thanks.